And for anyone wondering, I'm not drying the car with this towel. It's to dry off the buckets. Hey everyone, and welcome to Boston Autoblog. Today's my day off, so I figured why not clean the car. I have not washed the GTI in weeks, but also you guys, if you've read the title of this video, you know exactly what I'm getting into today. Just under 18,500 miles. It's gonna be a nice day out, so it's a perfect time to wash the car. I love the GTI. It's been an amazing time with this car over the last year and a half or so. However, Volkswagen has made me a little unhappy, and I will get into that later. Oh, they only have one Super out today. Usually have two. Maybe the other one got sold. All right, let's get this car clean. Doesn't look too busy at all. Perfect. And for anyone wondering, I am using a GoPro. Bought one for review purposes, but I want to see if I can use this for vlogging. Okay, I'm not liking that setup. Someone didn't properly put that brush away, and I don't feel like driving over that. But getting back to the GoPro, I have been using this camera for review purposes on my test drives. I think you guys are going to really like them now. They're going to be a little more engaging. And then also I have been testing out the point of view feature and point of view test drives, but you know what? Everyone does that right now. And the only way I feel comfortable actually doing that is if I can make it unique and special. And I think I'm going to be spending quite a lot of time figuring that out. Alright, so we're washing the GTI today for a few reasons. One being, I have not cleaned this car in weeks, but also these 18-inch Pretorias, the gloss black side mirror caps, and the gloss black rear spoiler are all going to be a topic of conversation to go along with the Cornflower Blue GTI, because for 2021, you yourself can buy a Cornflower Blue GTI. All right, so let's delve right into the topic of conversation, and that is the Rabbit Edition GTI. They made this car different than all the other Mark 7.5s on the market. So you had the gloss black rear spoiler, you had the gloss black side mirror caps to go along with the 18-inch Pretorias. This was all standard for the Rabbit Edition. Also, of course, you had this one minor upgrade, which was the dynamic LED headlights. So for the S, you got halogens, and you're still getting halogens for the 2021 model year. Also, of course, you had four different colors to choose from. I wouldn't necessarily consider white and black as being special. So you had Cornflower Blue, you also had Urano Gray. Cornflower Blue, 1 of 1,000, Urano Gray, 1 of 1,000. And the Rabbit Edition was supposed to end the Mark 7.5. Now, just like with the Golf R, there was not supposed to be a 2020 model year. It was supposed to go right to 2021, and that was going to be the Mark 8. Well, that didn't happen. The Mark 8 got delayed, and this has nothing to do with what happened earlier this year, although we'll get into that later in this portion of the video, because I think it wasn't ready for the American market. I know they're already being sold, if I'm not mistaken, in Europe. And then, of course, what happened this year with the plant shutting down, that pushed it back to next year. So Volkswagen had to come out with a 2020 model year because of the first delay. And now they're coming out with a 2021 model year because of the second delay. And what do you get with the 2021 model year? You get Cornflower Blue. Now that is only for the SE and the Autobahn trim, which means you will have a power moonroof, which we have just a regular top. And of course you will have leather seats, which we have the cloth plaid seats. But what really gets me going though is the fact that you can order your GTI for 2021 with the 18-inch Pretorias. Also, for all 2021 Mark 7.5 GTIs, you will get the gloss black side mirror caps and the gloss black rear spoiler. So if you're not familiar with the GTI and the Mark 7 GTI, the side mirror caps and the spoiler would be body color matching. That is not the case for 2021. Now, the only thing that keeps me happy is the fact that if you want to get this color, you are forced to spend somewhere around $32,000, and I'm pretty sure the Pretorias are going to be maybe $1,500, $1,800. That would be the standard price for changing the wheels. But if you are a person who bought a Rabbit Edition, and specifically the Cornflower Blue GTI, you were told this was one of 1,000. Now that is not the case, and what I'm trying to figure out is why didn't they come out with Urano Gray? Urano Gray was a nice car. I liked it. I was gonna buy one, but once I saw the color for Cornflower Blue, I was in love. I had to buy it. So that's what I'm trying to wrap my mind around. And then of course, just like we've seen with all the other GTIs, you won't get the dynamic LED lights for the S. You have to upgrade to the SE. But other than that, I'm not too happy with what Volkswagen has done. I'm really not. I understand it from a I understand it from a business perspective, because I think they're going to sell a lot of these for the 2020 model year. But from a consumer's perspective, I had to fight to buy one of these, and now it's not the case. And then also, of course, before I forget, we did get the safety systems. So that is what really separated the Rabbit Edition from the regular S, and of course the dynamic LED lights. So that was the only major difference. But as a consumer, and as someone who's owned this car for over a year and a half, and on the side I have been considering maybe upgrading to something else by next year. That's all dependent on what happens over the winter and moving forward. Still a lot of uncertainty, so most likely I will be keeping this car. But from the used car market, people are selling these, believe it or not, for MSRP. People are selling these for $28,000 with around 20,000 miles. Now my car has just under 20,000 miles at around 18,500. So in theory, I could sell this car for what I paid for it. I did not pay MSRP, I paid below that. I could not lose any money on the sale. And now I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna place bets on this, that the minute the 2021 model years arrive with the Cornflower Blue GTI, these will start depreciating in value. I honestly believe that. The only saving grace would be the fact that we have the cloth plaid seats, and of course the fact that there's no moonroof. That I think is the only saving grace, because then you could argue, well, it's still one of 1,000. It's one of 1,000 in this particular spec, but I look at it as this is one of 1,000 in this particular color, and now it's going to be who knows what by the end of this year, or end of next year, I should say. So that is why, as a consumer, I'm not happy. From a business perspective, I completely understand it. I think tons of people are going to buy these, although I do think you're kind of crazy for spending $33,000 for a Cornflower Blue GTI when you could have bought one for like $27,000 last year. But that's really why I wanted to make this video. I know a lot of you have been waiting for me to talk about this. I've been complaining about it for weeks. But you know what? I do love this car. I love the fact that it is unique. But the only thing that does bother me, though, is the fact that Volkswagen is now using Cornflower Blue as their version of Audi's Turbo Blue. Because Audi's Turbo Blue is not special. You can buy them on every single trim. And then, or not every single trim, but I believe most of the models. I know you can buy them on most of the models. And then what I'm also noticing is that with the new Volkswagen Taos, you can get Cornflower Blue, if I'm not mistaken. So that is where I am not necessarily happy, because I've never seen this with Volkswagen before. They always come out with like some special colors for the Rabbit Editions. I know the Mark V had a special color, but they didn't offer that color for other Mark V models or even the Mark VI. It was a special color for that year. Whereas for 2021, they're gonna have it as really, who knows how many they're gonna make too. So that is just my concern. But as an owner of this car, I have no complaints. I love the GTI. It has been enjoyable to own. And again, if there is any certainty, if I can get any certainty this winter or early next spring, maybe I'll start modding it. But for now, it's gonna stay stock. And this has been the most enjoyable car I've ever owned. And I've test driven a lot of other cars for review purposes, but I still, every time I walk into this car and I drive it off the dealership lot after I give the keys to a car I'm filming to the dealer, I still love this car at the end of the day. Nothing's really changed that for me. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video and also enjoying my misery and my torture with Volkswagen right now. But my argument though is, why did they have to go with Cornflower blue only? And then of course going with the gloss black side mirror caps and the gloss black rear spoiler. If it was all just one body color, I would not mind at all. But that's my only thing I'm not happy about. It's just that they've made it where the Rabbit Edition is no longer unique. You can go out and buy a Tornado Red GTI for 2021, have the gloss black side mirror caps, 18-inch Pretorias, and gloss black rear spoiler, and now you have essentially a Rabbit Edition with leather seats and a moonroof. So that's really the only thing I'm really concerned about. I want to do something a little more lighthearted, more fun, and more enjoyable, especially with everything going on right now. And then, of course, from an owner, as an owner's perspective with the GTI, absolutely love this car. It's been super reliable. 18,500 miles in. The only money I've spent is on oil changes, and then next year I'll probably put on new tires and wheels. But if I had it my way, I wouldn't sell this car at all. I'd keep it for a long time. But you know what? If something else comes up, I might get rid of it, but who knows? There's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. There's also a lot of uncertainty with myself as to what I'm going to do with a GTI, but most likely, if anything, I am going to keep it, maybe put on some mods next year, but we'll see. But once again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. Take care, but more importantly, stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you guys next time.